Welcome back to our flight to Lukla, part 2. We are now about 20 miles from our next waypoint, Fab Blue Airport, Victor November Papa Lima, and then we will along in there begin our descent into Lukla. So I'll just use this opportunity to say a couple of things about Lukla Airport. The actual name is Tenzing Hillary Airport, and it is in the town or near the town of Lukla in eastern Nepal. It actually owes its existence to the fact that it's located. So our autopilot's not doing a great job. It's lost altitude. I'm really concerned about this autopilot not doing what it's supposed to in terms of the altitude, but thankfully we were warned that it was losing altitude, so we didn't fly into this mountain. So we'll let it come back up here and see if we can reset it. So you can see that there's 13.5. We'll see if it'll hold it. So where was I? Lukla Airport owes its existence to the fact that it is located close to Mount Everest, and that most of the people that climb Mount Everest in October and November use that as their first station. It's about a 12-day walk from there, and during the climbing season, October and November, aircraft, mostly Twin Otters, have to be off the airport in 15 minutes because there are only 4 parking places, as you will see. And there's probably going to be other Twin Otters circling to land, and coupled with the fact that the airport is closed a lot due to weather, it can be a very busy field. The airport was renamed in 2008 in honor of Sir Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing Norgay, who were the first people to reach the summit of Mount Everest at over 29,000 feet. This airport is popular because of the fact that it is where most people will begin their climb to base camp, and there are daily flights between Lukla and Kathmandu during daylight hours and good weather. So the runways there is runway 6 and runway 24. We will have to land on runway 6. It's 1,706 feet long, 66 feet wide. It has a 12% gradient. When we take off on runway 24. The airport elevation is 9,300 feet, and that's high. In fact, this is the highest airport in the world that has scheduled airline traffic. When you land on short final, there is really no prospect of a successful go-around due to the terrain, and there are no landing aids. There have been a number of crashes at this airport since 1973, at least 9, and I believe about 3 of those had fatalities, and there have been over 36 deaths, or at least 36 deaths. So, dangerous little airport, and just gonna check in. We're 8 miles away from being ready to descend. We're mighty close to this mountain. I'm gonna cut on. Let's see, look at our terrain. And we're gonna miss it, but yeah, we're just skimming the top of it. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here, get a better look at that. And I'm gonna go ahead and start slowing up the airplane in preparation for the descent. We are going to have to be slow in order to get down. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and see if I can get this autopilot to cooperate. I don't want to climb, I want to go down. So if I hit indicated airspeed, it should try to maintain that, and as I pull back the power, then it's going to push the nose down and begin to descend with any luck. So let's get our altitude dialed down to, we're actually going to want to go down to about 10,200 feet. There's that. So we do have a descent Now it's a little bit more of one that I want, so I'm gonna add some power back in. This turbine's a little bit time to spin up, and now we're about 500 foot a minute. That's better. So when we get to Vaplu, we're going to be turning to a new heading, and that heading will be 040, thereabouts. So let's get that heading bug ready for that turn. That looks about right there. And we're 2 miles. I don't think it's too early to go ahead and turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the heading bug. And now we got to put in our new waypoint, Victor November Lima. To Lukla, add-on, direct, yes. Okay, it did not give it to me. I got Vaplu in there instead. Didn't mean for that to happen, so let me try that again. Victor November Lima 2 direct. Well, it went back. What the heck? Let's try it one more time here. What am I doing wrong? Direct. Victor November. This is taking way too much of my time. I need to be flying this airplane. We're descending to 12,000 feet. You know what? The heck with the GPS. We're just gonna get rid of the autopilot and fly this airplane. We're up here in high terrain. Let's just clear that all out of there. We'll look at the terrain there. Let's get this thing slowed up some more. Fuel quantities look good. Hydraulic pressure, good. Slowing us up some more. Caution lights, we have no pneumatics, low pneumatics, and we need to reset the prop, full prop. And let's go ahead and get our landing lights on. I've already dialed in the tower frequency, or the advisory frequency. And let's cut on our auto feather. Let's get rid of our yaw damper. And let's see, we'll cut on our taxi light. Give us a little bit more visibility, and let's get seat belts on. Okay, so we got to get over the top of this little guy here. I'm going to swing around to the left just a little bit. We don't need no stinking GPS. I don't know why I couldn't get it to take Lukla, but we'll figure that out later. Right now, we got to fly this airplane. Stay out of the granite. Stay off the granite. So I actually have the field in sight. That's a good thing. So we're about probably about 5 miles out. I'm just going to call the advisory frequency tower. I don't know what they actually have there. There is a tower there, but I can't find any frequency, so I've got us on Unicom. So we'll just call Lukla traffic, Twin Otter, 9er November Alpha Bravo Tango. We are inbound to the field on a 5-mile final for runway 06 at Lukla. So there we go. We let them know. Requisite radio call. If anybody out there knows of an actual tower frequency, please let me know. There's very little actually information on this airport. Satellite photos, but I can't find anything much to work with. I'm gonna go ahead and get in our first notch of flaps, and add us a little bit of power in just to slow up our descent. Props are full forward, prop levers. So there's the runway. And my strategy is that when I cross the threshold to be in level flight, since it slopes up at 12%, I'll just let it come up and meet me. Second stage of flaps coming in. So we're just a couple of 100 feet now above the threshold, and mainly in just level flight, holding 80 knots here. Try to get to where we can get lined up. Power's at idle. Can we make that turn off? That's the question. The flaps up. Dear Lord, please let it turn. Come on, baby. Well, we have arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lukla. Strobes off, bleeds off, and taxi light. Let's see if we can get this baby parked. Not the best landing I've ever made. Very hard, difficult landing, I will say. Extremely, but we made it, and pretty much in one piece. If we can just get her parked here without ripping off a wing or dinging a prop. Okay, don't know if we're on the center line, but we're going to call that close enough. And we're in flight idle right there. So let's set our parking brake. Taxi light is off. Avionics, shut those down. Right there, right there, right there, and there. Avionics are off. Prop levers we will feather. And we're gonna at least need 30 seconds, but we're gonna shut our generators off. So right generator off, left generator off. And has it been 30 seconds since we did that? Just want to check our oil temperature. Looks good. Our NG is stable. Prop stable. T5's down in the green. So I think we're good to go ahead and shut them off. Get those all the way back. Nope. There it is. Okay. Now those turbines are winding down. There it is. So we want to go ahead and let our passengers out. They're probably horrified, terrified, throwing up, wishing they had done something different. Strobes are off, and lights, will cut those off. Okay. And lastly, we got our vent fan running. Cut that off, and we need to cut our booster pumps off. Let's not forget that. There we go. Now it's nice and quiet in here. All I hear are some gyros spinning. So DC master off and battery off. Okay, so let's bring up our handy dandy little checklist, and we'll go over here to the configuration. Nope, let's see, where is that? Right here, so we can open up the captain's door, and we'll also open the passenger door. Ooh, hear that wind. And our cargo door and our front cargo door, and we'll close that back. Okay, so here we are. Let's hop out and see what we got. So it looks like we survived. We didn't get parked on the center line, but based on how tight it is here, if we got in here without damaging anything, I'd say we did pretty good. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lukla. High in the Himalayan mountains, closest airport with regular scheduled flights to Mount Everest. So this is the place where all the climbers come and where they begin their trek. So the scenery is by Aerosoft, and that's about all I got to say about that. It's Aerosoft scenery. The airplane is Aerosoft, and so there it is, Lukla. So with that, I am going to call that a done deal. And part 3, we will fly back to Kathmandu. And if I were a betting man, I'd bet that the weather's going to get bad. We're probably going to have to shoot an approach into Kathmandu. And so that should be interesting. And if we're lucky, maybe we will get to do a flyby at least of the base camp up at Everest. Might do a little sightseeing on the way back. So, hope you'll stay tuned for more of this series, and I promise you there will be a bloopers footage on the end, because there were plenty of mishaps in trying to make this all work, and had some difficulties with the terrain here. So anyway, it's all good. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching from FS Mania. Have a good one.